Kim and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you are new here, thank you for clicking on the video, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back. It really means the world to me. And if you like these videos, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, ring the little bell to get notified of my videos in the future, as well as hitting that subscribe button so you will know on a regular basis when I actually post videos. In today's video, I plan to discuss with you the wrap up for our June budget. Now, yeah, I'm just going to start this off by saying we blew our June budget out the water. I really need to get better at actually sticking to what I planned for, but this was just one of those months where things just didn't go to plan. We ended up having quite a few additional expenses. We ended up going out for dinner and getting takeout a lot more than what we budgeted and planned for, and then we got some opportunities to go to some additional events and things with friends, which we decided to do, which definitely pushed us out a little bit. So if you're interested to see where we spent every single dollar for the month of June, keep watching this video and I will talk you through it. Alright, so I am going to talk you through our June budget. So just a very quick rundown on this spreadsheet. So it is broken down into my income, Ben's income, and any other income that we brought in for the month. We have a budgeted column, an actual column, and a difference column for what we actually spent. It is also broken down into categories on the left hand side, and all of these cells are pre-calculated to calculate the difference from the budgeted versus actual. So for the month of June, I planned to bring in $4,799 for the month, and that is exactly what I brought in. That is the beauty of being on salary, I suppose, is you tend to know exactly what's happening every single month unless you get a pay rise, which unfortunately doesn't happen very frequently for me. So this month it was budgeted for Ben to bring in $5,500 for the month, but he ended up bringing in $6,327.15, which was $827.15 more than planned. Now, the way that I work out Ben's income is he gets paid weekly, and I work it out on a weekly basis. He gets paid every Wednesday, so I calculate the Wednesdays that are in the month. This month there were 5 Wednesdays, so I calculated that he would bring in $1,100 a week, and so that would give him a total of $5,500 for the month. As he's a shift worker and rotates and sometimes does some overtime, this is likely to change and either go up or down. And in this case, this month it went up, so that is great. So we planned to bring in $10,299 for the month, and we actually brought in $11,126.15. So we brought in an additional $827.15 for the month. So that is fabulous. Now for our fixed expense portions. So all of our stuff comes out of our account on a weekly basis. We don't pay things monthly, and because this was a 5-week month for us, the repayments were slightly higher than the months where we only have, say, 4 Wednesdays. So we budgeted to spend $1,805 on the mortgage, and that's what we spent. We spent $717.19 on my car loan. Now this is higher than usual. So the reason for that was that normally the repayments should be about $408 a month, so $102 a week. However, last month I refinanced, and the first amount that came out had to come out as a monthly payment, which came out on the 12th of the month. So on the 12th of the month, I had $408.19 come out my account, and then we still had 3 Wednesdays left in the month where I had to make those weekly payments because that's what we changed it to. So yes, we had to pay an additional like $300 this month towards the car loan, but that's okay because that was just a one-off thing. So yes, spent $717.19. And then we spent $400 on Ben's car loan for the month. $750 we put towards extra savings. So this used to be extra off of our mortgage, but we've decided to put this extra to our savings, and it sits in our offset account, which in theory is still interest that we're not paying on our mortgage anyway. I put $50 extra to my super, $50 extra to Ben's super, $54.35 towards our work shares program, and we invested $50 for the month. We spent $100 on electricity, nothing on gas because we were in credit. We spent $75 on water and $250 on council rates. We spent $240 on our Foxtel and internet, $144 on my phone, and nothing on Ben's phone because we were also very much so in credit for that bill. So let's move into the insurances and registrations. We spent $105 on our health insurance, $127.25 on our home and contents insurance, $56.75 on my car insurance, $70.74 on Ben's car insurance, $46.66 on my car rego, and $46.66 on Ben's car rego. Nothing for Adobe Lightroom because I cancelled that subscription because I just wasn't using it enough, and I find that the free version offers me everything that I need anyway. $6.99 for Amazon Prime, $14.99 for my Apple iCloud storage. I have 2 terabytes. I had to upgrade because I was running out. $4 for my Catch of the Day subscription, $11.99 for Google Play, $15.99 for Netflix, $11.99 for Spotify, $14 for Stan, and $15.95 for Xbox. So now we will move into the living expenses, and this is where we always seem to manage to blow the budget. So here, I budgeted $200 for fuel, and we actually only spent $188.25, which is still a lot because we used to only spend $100 to maybe $150 on fuel. So this is definitely more. I had to bump this budget line up, but that was a difference of $11.75 that we did not use for the month. We budgeted $1,150 for groceries for the month, and we ended up spending $1,029.06 with a surplus of $1,000, that would be nice, with a surplus of $120.94. Now, this is where it gets really, really disappointing, and I am I'm a little bit annoyed that it went so much over, but at the same time, I'm really glad that we did the things that we did. So it's like one of those catch-22 situations. So our dine out and takeout budget went through the roof. I budgeted $300 for the month, which was up from previous months because we continuously overspend. So I gave ourselves a little bit more wriggle room. But we ended up spending $754.77, which was $454.77 over. So yeah, a little bit embarrassed by that I couldn't stick to that budget. But having said that, we had a lot of fun. It was just a little bit of extra money that we didn't get to put towards our savings, but then we got to go out with some friends and got to do some really cool things and went out and about, which was really nice because we haven't been doing a lot of that lately. We budgeted $50 for entertainment for the month, and we spent $86.40, which was $36.40 more than planned for. I budgeted $50 for medical, and I ended up spending $142.15, which was $92.15 more than budgeted for. Now, medical is one of those things that I find really hard to plan for, and unfortunately, this month I spent a lot more time at the doctor's than what I wanted to, and therefore the medical portion was a little bit higher. But I am thinking about for next year, or maybe before the end of next year, that I might add a a line into my sinking funds called medical, and maybe just instead of having it in my daily living expenses, I would just have like $1,000 buffer for medical. So yeah, let me know whether you think that's a good idea, whether you do that or whether you know of anyone else that does that. Yeah, still trying to just work out how I want to go about the medical side of things. We budgeted $33 for the month for the garden, and we did not end up getting the gardener in this month, so therefore we still have $33, which I definitely more than made up for in the sections up here. I budgeted $150 for the month for the dogs. So this is things like dog food, grooming, treats, etc, etc. We ended up spending $158.61, which was $8.61 more than planned. So they had a haircut this month, which was $90, and then they also, I had to get some dog food that was on special, so it's normally like $100 a bag, but they had it on special for $68, so I was like, may as well just go ahead and get it. So now I've got spare and I probably won't need to buy dog food for next month. Miscellaneous category. So I budgeted $100 and I ended up spending $192.04, which was $92.04 more than planned for. That's the hard thing about miscellaneous is, you know, you never know where those costs are going to fit into your budget, which is, I suppose, why you plan to have a line in there for that. Splurge money for the month. So I'll just explain to you how our splurge money actually works. So with our splurge, we like to do like 10% of our total income gets split between us. So we budget for $1,030 for the month that it gets split evenly, so $500 each month, just to do whatever we want with, no questions asked. And because Ben earns a bit more money some months, that means that the splurge money is actually higher. So we actually ended up with like $700 for the month. And this doesn't necessarily mean that we actually spend it all in that month. It might just be like we can save it for our own purposes. So if I really want to buy something nice for Ben for his birthday and he doesn't need to necessarily know about it or see how much I spent or what I got him, it comes out of my account and he doesn't get to see that. Another example is when, for example, he's got a boys trip coming up to the Gold Coast with his friends later in the year, and he is saving for that himself. So it's kind of nice just to have that freedom. So this category was $394 overspent for the month. But when I say overspent, it doesn't actually mean we spent it. It's just money that came out of our overall income and went into our own personal savings funds. So we planned to spend $8,297.50 for the month. We actually spent $9,209.78 for the month, which was a difference of $912.28. So having said all that, we budgeted to save $2,001.50 for the month, and we actually saved $1,916.37 for the month, which was $85.13 under planned. All right, let's move on to our sinking funds for the month. So this here is the budgeted funds, which came from up here. The extra funds, which were up the top, I told you we were putting extra funds into our offset account. So that's that $750 there, which is $150 a week. So these two here added together is the actual funds saved for the month, which was $2,666.37. So let me show you how we've distributed this between our sinking funds, and I will show you what we actually spent and what we added to. Okay, so for our emergency savings, we have $15,000. We ended up spending $3,405 of this for the month. Had a couple of things come up that were very, very unplanned and unexpected, but yay for us. This is what emergency funds are for, right guys? So now we know that we will start focusing on building that emergency fund back up again. Saving for the nursery, we added $926.55, which took us to $10,000. So that's really exciting. So the goal was $10,000, and as of this month, we are now at $10,000. So that's really exciting to have reached another savings goal. We added $500 towards my maternity leave fund, which took us to $5,473.15. So we are officially just over a quarter of the way there, which is nice. I added $239.82 to our holiday fund. So we now have $1,971.41 in that fund. We don't actually have anything booked yet, but we know we want to go away and do something later in the year. So that is what this line is for. Sheer curtains. This one's exciting because our sheer curtains got installed this month, and as of next month, that line is getting removed from the budget. So we put down a $900 deposit in May, and they got installed in the month of June, and we paid the balance of $1,800, which was what was outstanding, which leaves us with $0 in that fund, which is good because that line is done and dusted, and we have our sheer curtains, and we are so happy with them. In the miscellaneous fund, I put $500 in. We ended up spending $200 of that. So I put a miscellaneous line in there for like just other things that didn't quite fit into the budget above, but I wanted to come out of our sinking funds. So that gives us $300 left to play with in that fund. Gifts are currently sitting at $428.03, so we didn't have to spend any money this month on gifts, which was quite nice. And I didn't add anything to it either because I feel like what's in there at the moment is a decent amount of money there if we do need to buy gifts for anyone. We haven't started adding to our Christmas fund yet, but that will definitely be on the cards for the second half of the year. Car maintenance, I added $500 to that because in July both of our cars are due for a service, and they normally will end up needing new tires. So I know one of my car service is going to be like $800 and Ben's is going to be like $400, and then I'm banking on having to buy a couple of tires as well. So that has also maxed out that fund at $1,500 for the month. So we spent $5,405 of our sinking funds this month. It was a big month. We have not spent that much out of those funds in a very, very long time. But like I said, emergency fund had to be done. So there's nothing we could really do about that. And this line here for the shears was planned. So that gives us a grand total of $31,267.07 remaining in our sinking funds at the moment. So with our sinking funds, I don't actually have a separate account for each fund. I just have one offset account that sits against the mortgage that holds all of this money, and we draw out of it as we need to. So here's the budget breakdown and summary for the month, so you can see exactly how much went towards debt and all of the other categories. I'm pretty happy with the breakdown of this. Like, it's nice to see that we're saving quite a large portion, and that we're also paying quite a bit off debt, which is really, really good. The daily living expenses is a little bit higher this month than it has been previously, but that's okay. We will work on that one next month and hopefully bring that down and bring the savings up. If this spreadsheet is something that you're interested in, it is available in my Etsy store. The link is down below, and if you click on it, it will take you to the shop and you can purchase it for a small fee, and it is an instant download to an Excel document, and it comes pre-populated with the formulas, and it's easy to get you up and going. There is also a YouTube tutorial available to show you how to get started with it. Alright, and that is it for my June budget for 2022. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down below and ring that little bell so you get notified of my videos in the future. It really helps my channel out a lot, and it gives me a good idea on whether or not you like this kind of content. Until next time, bye guys.